I'm standing in front of the future location of a $7.3 million affordable housing complex in Joplin that looks to focus on local veterans with special needs. And it's opening sooner than you might think. Details are coming up.
Joplin City leaders and officials from Watered Gardens discuss approaches to addressing homelessness in the city.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A more than $7 million project will provide more affordable housing in Joplin. This is KOAM News at 10. The O'Reilly Development Company has partnered with the Economic Security Corporation of the Southwest area to bring a 40-unit complex to town. It'll focus on helping local veterans with special needs. KOAM's Mike Mahoney has details and reaction from Joplin's veteran community.
Work is underway on the Forest Park North Apartments in Joplin. This $7.3 million 40-unit apartment complex looks to provide affordable housing to both special needs veterans and individuals earning 50% of the median area income or below.
It's a great opportunity to help people who can actually use some additional help or have actually incomes that just don't quite get it there.
The new complex is being developed by the O'Reilly Development Company in partnership with the Economic Security Corporation of the Southwest area, who's no stranger to providing affordable housing to 4 state veterans. They own the Joplin Bungalows, which has been offering affordable homes to local vets for about a year now, and say the need for such housing dramatically increased after the Joplin tornado.
From Main Lane over to Main Street are a lot of more affordable older homes built in the 1930s and the 40s. So they were very affordable, but they were gone. I mean, literally, you just could see foundations left.
ESC CEO John Joint says the Forest Park North Apartment should open in early January of next year. And that's music to the ears of Joplin VFW Post 534 Commander Bruce Redden.
We help quite a few veterans throughout the year with that. And sometimes we're strapped about how we can help them. This is going to help us immensely to help them.
In Joplin, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
The Economic Security Corporation is not yet accepting applications for the Forest Park North Apartments, but says people should keep an eye on their Facebook page and website for an upcoming announcement. We've put a link to those in this story on KOAMnewsnow.com. Watered Gardens invited Joplin City leaders to a forum today discussing the problem of homelessness and ways to solve it. It's a problem that Watered Gardens executive director says doesn't have a simple solution. City manager says they plan to take what they've learned and bring organizations together to try to tackle the problem.
Understanding that there's a need for collaboration, especially in the realm of charity, and knowing what charity is needed and when and by whom, and not giving indiscriminately. And so the collaboration is going to make us stronger.
The city has a scheduled special meeting for this Monday evening. That's when they plan to further discuss homelessness. Checking in with Nick Kelly now for a first look at the weather.
So far, we've had a pretty good day overall, Dow. Granted some rain chances this morning, but thankfully they didn't last all day long. And with the cloud cover this morning, we had lows starting cool at 47, but clearing skies got us to 72 at Joplin Regional this afternoon. While the bulk of the moisture with the system is to the north of us now, there's still a little bit of rotating energy around the backside of the system, and it actually spawned a few showers around Medicine Lodge, and those are skirting across the very far southern counties. They'll be gone by midnight. That's not a big deal compared to our next front, which is working across the northern parts of the Rockies. It'll be racing in here by tomorrow afternoon to give us a better shot for rain and storms. For everyone else, though, we are seeing a bit of a range in temperatures. Some lower 50s in our northern counties and lower 60s the farther south you go. But everyone's going to gravitate toward the upper 40s and lower 50s for kind of a chilly start to our Friday. But we start the day out quiet, and as temperatures warm up into the upper 70s, with that cold front rolling in, that's when we'll start to see thunderstorm chances ramp up. We'll break down those rain chances and more rain chances in the forecast here in a bit, though.
All right, catch you then. The Missouri Senate votes to ban so-called vaccine passports in the state. The Missouri bill would ban any requirements that travelers show proof of vaccination in order to fly, get a taxi, or use public transportation. The bill now goes to the House for consideration. An upcoming vaccine clinic will administer the one-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine in Pittsburgh. It's next Tuesday at the Meadowbrook Mall from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is approved for use in people age 18 and older. Freeman Health System is accepting applications for a clinic taking place tomorrow. It's from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. For the latest news and resources related to the COVID-19 vaccine, go to our website, koamnewsnow.com/vaccine. On that same page, you'll find a form that you can fill out to send us your questions about COVID-19 and vaccine distribution. Again, that's at koamnewsnow.com/vaccine. Joplin's Children's Center has a new executive director. If you've been around for a while, you probably recognize him. That's former Joplin Police Chief Matt Stewart. He replaced the current director, Vicki Dudley, on May 3rd. Stewart was most recently the victim advocate for the Newton County Prosecutor's Office. Still ahead, in yet another mass shooting, at least 5 people have been shot at a cabinet factory in Bryan, Texas. We'll have the latest. And airlines are expecting a rush of travelers to return to the air this summer, and they're going to need some help. One person was killed and 5 others wounded, including a Texas state trooper, when a gunman opened fire at a cabinet manufacturer in Bryan, Texas. Reporter Daniel Bacchus has more.
The deadly gunfire broke out Thursday afternoon at this cabinet-making business just outside College Station, about 100 miles northwest of Houston. Police say multiple people were shot.
Bryan police received a call to Kentmore Cabinets of an active shooter. Officers responded to the scene and arrived in a fairly short period of time. However, the shooter had gone by the time officers got here.
I don't know how this guy so quickly was shooting inside, and then out of the blue, he was in the parking lot already.
That set off a frantic manhunt during which authorities apprehended the suspect. A trooper was shot and airlifted to a hospital. A nearby school was locked down as a precaution.
It's very complex because you have a whole number of workers at the warehouse, and so we're sorting through all that and interviewing witnesses and talking to people that know what happened.
The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives has sent agents and dogs to the scene of the shooting. It's the 4th mass shooting in the U.S. in just 3 weeks. It comes as President Biden is ordering a crackdown on homemade weapons and calling on Congress to make stronger gun laws. Danya Bacchus, CBS News.
Police say they do not have a motive at this time, but CBS News has learned that it's believed the shooter was known to the company. Authorities in South Carolina are trying to figure out what led a former NFL player to allegedly kill a prominent doctor, his wife, 2 grandchildren, and another man before turning the gun on himself. Police say 33-year-old Philip Adams carried out the mass shooting at the Rock Hill home of 70-year-old Dr. Robert Leslie today. It happened yesterday. Leslie lived near Adams' parents and once treated the football player. A 6th person was shot multiple times but survived. Prosecutors called a lung specialist to the stand in the murder trial of Derek Chauvin. Dr. Tobin Martin testified Chauvin's 2 knees on George Floyd's back and neck for more than 9 minutes made it impossible for Floyd to take in enough oxygen to sustain life. Chauvin's defense has tried repeatedly to claim Floyd died from underlying health issues and illegal drug use, including fentanyl. The pulmonologist says video proves Floyd's respiratory rate was normal before he died. He says if fentanyl had been a factor, his breathing rate would have been significantly slower. Southwest Airlines is calling its flight attendants back to the cabin. The airline says by June it's going to recall the more than 2,700 flight attendants who are currently receiving reduced pay while on a voluntary leave of absence. Flight attendants took leave from the airline due to the drop in air travel because of the pandemic. About 200 pilots are also being added back into the rotation. Southwest officials say the employees are needed now to keep up with the airline's summer schedule. Airlines are adding capacity and preparing for a busy summer travel season fueled by eager travelers and a vaccinated public more confident in venturing out. Property taxes in the U.S. spiked in 2020. Homeowners all across the country got hit with higher bills as property taxes on single-family homes jumped 5.4% from 2019. According to the analysis by property information firm KOAM Data Solutions, that's the largest average increase in 4 years. Altogether, taxes levied on single-family homes last year were $323 billion. The average property tax for a single-family home was just over $3,700, representing a 4.4% jump from 2019. The increase in property taxes is likely a sign that the cost of running local governments and public school systems went up well past the rate of inflation. Nick Kelly is up next with his complete forecast. And later, a COC rivalry on the diamond. Joplin taking on Webb City. We'll have the highlights in sports.
Our starboard storm system just didn't want to leave today, so we just dealt with the backside of it. That meant showers for some of you this morning, but everyone else, in fact, everybody for that matter, had to deal with a good west breeze throughout the course of the day, and as a result, you can see the camera dancing around for our time lapse overlooking indigo sky just outside of Seneca, Missouri. You can see how the rain chances panned out this morning. As advertised, mainly our northern counties saw any of these rain chances in the morning hours. Then, thankfully, they didn't last long. Once we got into the afternoon, the moisture shifted to the north. While we stayed quiet for much of the evening, however, we did notice a little ripple of energy spark a few showers around Medicine Lodge, southwest of Wichita. And surprisingly, they've held together as they journeyed across the Oklahoma-Kansas line. Right now, the showers are working over areas along and south of Grand Lake. They're going to continue to skirt the Missouri-Arkansas line over the next hour or so. Then they're gone as we stay quiet for the rest of the night. Again, everybody, though, whether you saw rain or not on the backside of the system, everybody had to deal with the west wind throughout the day. Sustained winds of 10 to 25 miles per hour. We're not even talking about gusts pushing near 40 at times. But the breeze now, look at it. We finally at least lightened it up. A southwest breeze at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And finally, it's that southerly breeze that will warm us up quite a bit as we get the weekend started tomorrow. Right now, though, in Joplin, we're quiet. We're chilly, about 57 with that south breeze at 7 miles per hour. And we're seeing quite a contrast in temperatures outside of Joplin. We have some lower 50s already. Fort Scott and Nevada at 51, 53 in Lamar and Iola, while we're at 58 in Miami. And still some lower 60s right around Grand Lake and Anderson. But everyone's going to gravitate toward the upper 40s and lower 50s for tonight, as most of us will stay quiet, and everybody once we get those few little showers out of here. In general, though, the bulk of the moisture with our storm system that's finally on the way out is continuing to lift into the upper Midwest. So while we say goodbye to this system, here comes the next cold front. Even though it's still parked in the northern Rockies, it's not wasting any time getting in here as we head toward tomorrow afternoon. It'll do that as this upper low over Iowa moves along, gets our current system out of here. Then this low near Billings will force that front to move along and try to ramp up our rain and thunderstorm chances tomorrow. So let's time that out on your future track forecast. Again, the few showers working over Grand Lake, give them about an hour and they'll just jet off toward the east. Everyone quiet to start the morning out, upper 40s to lower 50s across the board. And even with partly sunny skies on the increase into tomorrow afternoon, before any storms get going, we're going to warm up quite a bit. 51 in the morning, 73 by noon. Not bad. A high of 79 degrees. I will not be surprised if a few of you hit 80. Before we hit 3 or 4 o'clock, as the cold front rolls in, we'll watch for thunderstorms to develop along the I-44 corridor and grow in coverage as we go through Friday evening and into late Friday night. Now, these don't expect it to be severe. I think the better chances of that stay out in Arkansas, but storms that we'll keep an eye on. And then on the backside of that, maybe some trailing rain chances for Saturday that could result in rain amounts by Saturday evening before the system moves out, anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to an inch of rain, more if we see those heavier pockets of thunderstorms produce some heavy rainfall. 79 tomorrow, 60 on Saturday on the backside of that wave. Sunday, beautiful. Mostly sunny, 73, and then multiple waves through the middle of next week. That will keep some rain chances around, and especially chilly, upper 50s for the middle of next week.
I'm going to keep Sunday circled on my calendar as the best day to get outside.
That is your pick day to enjoy.
Thanks, Nick. The Seneca, Missouri School District did another reading challenge for students. This time, students were tasked with reading Jean Craighead George's My Side of the Mountain with their families. Today, with everyone finished reading, the family hosted a family fun night themed around that survival story.
I see them every day, and I interact with them every day, but I love seeing them interact with their parents and trying to read their map of where to go next with their parents, and then making connections and with their parents and showing them, oh, I remember this part of the book, or this was cool in the book, and then they're doing it themselves.
Students in the district also recently read Mr. Popper's Penguins. Still ahead, Joplin shuts down the red-hot Webb City Bats in their COC conference opener. Plus, Pitt State Track and Field racks up a conference and national awards. Jacob Leonard has the story next.
The Webb City Cardinals have been one of the best teams in the state so far this baseball season. The Cards are 10-1 overall and ranked number 3 in the state in the Class 5 poll. Now Webb City at home today with a big one. Cardinals welcome in Joplin for their COC League opener. Eagles with a 1-run lead to start the 5th. Cole Cooper gets it through the gap for the base hit. Carson Wampler and Fielding Campbell both score. Joplin now up 4-1 going into the 6th. Bodie Carlson takes a turn, drives this one into center. That scores 2 more. Joplin really in control of this one most of the night. Webb City, though, in the 7th. Don't count him out just yet. Cole Gaiman gets the sacrifice fly to right. Matt Woodmansee scores. Cardinals, though, unable to get the comeback. They fall to Joplin 8-4. Ethan Guilford goes 6 1/3, allowing just 2 runs for the Eagles.
There were some critical parts of the game, and I thought we did a good job of executing in those moments, and just really liked our demeanor in the dugout, and just the way we picked each other up. We can play baseball, and we can play with anybody.
To Pittsburgh now, the Frontenac Raiders facing Colgan in their first CNC contest of the year. Colin McCartney rips one in the gap in left center. That'll score 2. McCartney safely into third. Then Clay Jamison finds the right field corner. Another run scores. Frontenac out to an early 6-0 lead. Colgan, though, gets some of it back in their half. Yanko Kalan goes the other way. Gianni Pacini scores. After that, it's Lucas McCain pulling it down the third base line into the corner. Kalan trots in. And one more after that, Cannon Keller in the gap in left. Colgan cut into the lead for a little bit, but Frontenac finishes it. Raiders win their opener 13-5. The Pittsburgh State Track and Field team continues the outdoor season this weekend, hosting the 13th annual Gorilla Classic. But ahead of that event, a few Gorillas are racking up awards and honors for what they did last weekend in Bolivar. The awards are flowing in this week for Pitt State Track and Field.
If I can keep PRing, that'd be great.
Erie High School product Brett Thompson set a PR in the javelin for the 3rd straight meet last weekend. Thompson posted a mark of 242 feet 4 inches, the best in Division II this season and the 7th best all-time mark in Division II. The senior earned MIAA recognition and was the National Men's Track and Field Athlete of the Week.
I got MIAA and I was like, wow, that's awesome. Something I've been wanting for a couple of years now. And then coach sent me that sometime that morning, telling me I won the National Athlete of the Week. I was like, that's awesome. So I'm just happy to keep accomplishing things, really.
Trace Mosby is the MIAA Women's Track and Field Athlete of the Week.
It's hard to accept it because there's so many people who put in work every single week.
Mosby won the heptathlon at SBU, posting a career best 5,477 points. It's the top total in the nation this season, and her first outdoor heptathlon in more than a year.
I was really excited to get back and do it. I did not expect it to go so well. It was good to know that the hard work has continued and paid off.
On top of that, Mosby and Lamar product Trey Mooney have been named finalists for the MIAA Women's and Men's Winter Athletes of the Year.
Knowing that I'm chosen to be like top 5 in student athlete, I think means more to me than actually just get an athletic award, just because it's more to me than just athletics.
It does feel good on the inside to know that some people see it and that I'm honored enough to make it to this level. I don't tend to shine a light on myself, so it's cool.
While they're all excited for the individual recognition, the three have their eyes on the team's goal of winning a conference championship next month.
Track is an individual sport. You want to do your best, but we all are a team when it comes to conference.
Not really concerned about awards individually, just want to win as a team, and we got a pretty good team, so just keep getting better each week.
If anyone has ever experienced a conference, it's life-changing. And anyone on this team who's experienced a conference, they can say that was the best memory of my career as a track and field athlete at Pitt State.
Pittsburgh State hosts the 32nd annual Jock Snitch High School Relays tomorrow before hosting the Gorilla Classic on Sunday. Pittsburgh State junior guard Kaylee Demitz announces she is leaving the program. Demitz is a 3-time All-MIAA selection and was the league's Freshman of the Year in the 2018-2019 season. Now, for more on her decision and what's next for Demitz, you can check out the full story on the sports page at KOAMNewsNow.com. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran, Private First Class James Rourke. The Iola, Kansas native served in the U.S. Army, and we are proud to salute Private First Class James Rourke. He's tonight's four-state hero. The young woman who gained international attention for her inaugural poem is back in the spotlight. Amanda Gorman is featured on the cover of the May issue of Vogue. Famous photographer Annie Leibovitz captured this photo of the 23-year-old. Gorman was interviewed about how her life has changed since she read her poem, The Hill We Climb, at President Biden's inauguration. She shared what it's like to be a literary star and how she hopes to be a stepping stone for change. This issue of Vogue will be available nationwide on April 20th. Checking in now with Nick. I guess we have some more chances of rain in the days ahead.
Yeah, and some could start as early as tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night with our next front bringing in thunderstorm chances. Before that happens, though, highs are 70 and 79, if I can say it correctly, and then some lingering showers on Saturday.
Thanks, Nick. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.